My husband left me when I was 8 months pregnant for his 24-year-old secretary. His exact words? Sell me the house and leave. I was broken until my boss smiled and said, "It's time to tell you the truth about your husband." What he revealed next made my husband cry like never before. I never imagined that my life would take a turn so drastic in the 8th month of my pregnancy. My story with Carlos seemed perfect. We met at university, we got married after graduating, and we both got good jobs. He is a financial manager in a construction company, and I as an executive of accounts at an advertising agency. We had been married for 10 years when I finally got pregnant. After several failed attempts and expensive treatments, the miracle happened. Carlos seemed as excited as I was at first. Everything changed when his company hired Valeria, a young, 24-year-old, tall, blonde, recently graduated secretary. The type of woman that makes middle-aged men lose their minds. "Just my secretary," said Carlos, when I mentioned the long hours they spent together in the office. "We are working on an important project." I really wanted to believe him. I wanted to, even when he started getting home late, when he started missing appointments with the obstetrician, when his behavior changed completely. "You're paranoid, it's the pregnancy hormones," he told me every time I expressed my concerns. The only consolation was my job. My boss, Mr. Gonzalez, was an older man who ran the agency with a firm but just hand. He always supported me, especially during pregnancy. "Take the time you need, Sophia," he told me when the morning sickness prevented me from arriving early. "You are one of our best executives." One night, when I was in my 8th month of pregnancy, Carlos arrived home later than usual. His expression was different. "We have to talk," he said, avoiding my gaze. My heart sank. All the women know that phrase. "You know Valeria is pregnant." The words fell like bombs in our living room. "What?" "She's 2 months along, and we are going to stay together." I stood, looking at him, unable to process what I was hearing. "Are you leaving me at 8 months pregnant?" "I'm sorry, Sophia, but with Valeria it's different. She's younger, more exciting, and now, she's also pregnant with our baby. Your son, of course, I'll take charge financially, but I need you to understand something else." He passed his hand through his hair, a gesture that he always made when he was nervous. "I need you to sell your part of the house. It would be worth a lot, and I want to live here. It's a good neighborhood to raise girls." I laughed, a hysterical, incredulous laughter. "You want me to sell the house so you can live here with your lover?" "It's the most practical thing. I'll give you a good price." I got up from the couch, my 8-month belly making the movement more difficult than it should be. "Go to hell, Carlos. Don't be irrational, Sophia. Think about the baby. You'll need the money." He left, but not before leaving some papers on the table. A purchase offer for my share of the house. That night, I cried until I ran out of tears. The baby moved restlessly, like it felt my anguish. The next day, I arrived at Mr. Gonzalez's office with swollen eyes. He saw me and called me immediately to his office. "What's going on, Sophia?" I told him everything. I don't know why, but I had always felt that I could trust him. As I spoke, his expression changed from concern to something else. It was anger. "Carlos works in a construction company in Valle, right?" "Yes." "Why?" Mr. Gonzalez took out his phone and dialed a number. "Maria, bring me the DV 2023 file immediately." His secretary appeared minutes later with a thick folder. "Sophia," said Mr. Gonzalez, while opening the folder, "there's something you should know about your husband and the company." Mr. Gonzalez extended various documents on his desk. "Constructor Del Valle is under federal investigation into massive fraud," he said, pointing to the papers. "They have been embezzling project funds from social housing for years." My mind was spinning. But what does this have to do with Carlos? "Your husband is not a simple financial manager, Sophia. He's one of the main architects of the fraud." He showed me documents with Carlos's signature, bank transfers, emails. "How do you have access to this information?" Mr. Gonzalez sighed. "Because, in addition to running this agency, I'm part of the special team. Government Financial Investigation. This agency is a cover for tracking companies. Corrupted, my world was shaking even more. He hired me to spy on Carlos? I did not respond. "I quickly hired you because you are excellent at your job. Discovering that you were Carlos's wife was a coincidence, one that has helped us confirm many suspicions. He got up and walked towards the window. The investigation is almost complete. In 2 weeks, we will make mass arrests in construction company Valle. Arrests? Yes, and Carlos will face serious charges. We are talking about 15 to 20 years of prison. I dropped into the chair, instinctively protecting my belly. There is more, Mr. Gonzalez continued. The house that Carlos wants you to sell him was bought with fraud money. No, that can't be. For years. The documents show otherwise. The initial payment came from an offshore account linked to the fraud. Tears started to fall. Why are you telling me all this? Because you need to protect yourself and your baby. If the house is in your name, when we make the arrests, it could be confiscated as part of the research. And what am I supposed to do? Mr. Gonzalez smiled for the first time since the beginning of the conversation. Turns out, I have a proposal for you. At that moment, the phone rang. His expression changed when he saw the number. It's Carlos, he said, showing me the screen. Probably to discuss the latest fraudulent project. With your permission, I will put it on speaker. We need to document everything. I nodded, feeling a mixture of pain and rage. Eduardo Gonzalez, my boss, Mr. Gonzalez, answered. The voice of Carlos sounded confident, arrogant. I have the project documents ready. We have adjusted the numbers like we agreed. Excellent, Carlos. Why don't you come to my office now? There is something important that we should discuss. Of course. I will be there in 20 minutes with Valeria. She has been very helpful with the documentation. Bring her, said Mr. Gonzalez, looking at me. In fact, why don't you bring also the documents of all the previous projects? It is time to make a balance sheet. All documents? Is there any problem? No. We'll be there soon. When Mr. Gonzalez hung up, he pressed a button on his phone. Did you record everything? Yes, sir, responded a voice from the intercom. He turned to me. You have 2 options, Sophia. You can go now and pretend we never had this conversation, or you can stay and be a witness to what is about to happen. What is going to happen? Justice. At that moment, I noticed that several people in dark suits entered discreetly. Your husband is on his way to the building with incriminating evidence, and his lover. The same lover that, according to our research, has been helping him falsify documents. He came up to me and put a hand on my shoulder. The question is, Sophia, do you want to be part of this? I stayed. 20 minutes later, Carlos and Valeria entered the agency carrying boxes of documents. She was wearing a tight dress that highlighted a belly that definitely didn't show 2 months of pregnancy. Mr. Gonzalez, Carlos greeted with confidence. Then Sophia. He saw me. What are you doing here? She works for me, remember? Answered Mr. Gonzalez. Please, take a seat. Carlos and Valeria visibly sat down, uncomfortable with my presence. Before we review the documents, said Mr. Gonzalez, there is something you should know. He pressed a button on his phone. Doors opened, and several federal agents entered Carlos's office. Carlos Ramirez. Valeria Mendoza. You are under arrest for federal fraud, embezzlement of funds, and falsification of documents. The color left the face of Carlos. This must be a mistake, right? There is an error. I responded, finding a strength that I didn't know I had. Everything is documented. You knew about this. Carlos stammered. Not as much as you knew about stealing money intended for social housing. Valeria began to cry. Carlos told me that everything was legal. He promised me that we would be protected. Did he also promise you a baby? I asked. Or was that also a lie? She looked down, answering me with silence, while the agents handcuffed Carlos. He attempted a last, desperate move. I can explain it. I have information about more people. Important, everything is recorded, sir, Ramirez told an agent. His confessions, your emails, your bank transfers, and now these documents that so kindly brought us. You can't do this. I have a family. Yes, I said, caressing my belly. You had it. The following months were a whirlwind. Carlos and several executives from Valle Construction Company were prosecuted. The investigation revealed a fraud of more than $100 million. Mr. Gonzalez, or rather, Agent Gonzalez, especially helped me protect my legitimate assets and to maintain the home, since I was able to prove that my part was paid with my honest salary. Valeria did a deal with prosecutors. Turned out that she was never pregnant. She was part of Carlos's plan to manipulate me. Months after the arrest, I gave birth to a beautiful girl, Valentina. Mr. Gonzalez and his wife were in the hospital, supporting me. "I have a proposal for you," he said while holding Valentina. "The advertising agency is real, though it also serves as a cover. We need a creative director. Someone with your talent and ethics." Is he offering me a promotion after all this? "I am offering you the opportunity to help unmask more people like Carlos from within, using your skills." Legit. I looked at my daughter, thinking about all the families affected by the construction company fraud. I accept. Today, 5 years later, I head the department agency creative. Our work in advertising is excellent. But our true impact goes much further. We have helped expose dozens of fraudulent schemes. Carlos fulfills an 18-year sentence. Sometimes, he sends letters asking for forgiveness, saying that he has changed. I keep them in a box for when Valentina is older and may have questions about her father. The house, that was once the scene of betrayal, now is full of laughter. Valentina grows happy, surrounded by love and solid values. Mr. Gonzalez became a father figure. His wife, Maria, is like a second grandmother. "You know why I chose you for this job?" Mr. Gonzalez asked me at Valentina's 5th birthday party. "For my skills in publicity? For your integrity. Even in the worst moments, you never lost your dignity nor your ethics." I looked at my daughter playing in the garden, thinking about how different it could have been if I had silently accepted the betrayal of Carlos. "Sometimes," I said, "the worst moment of your life can become the beginning of something better." "And sometimes," Mr. Gonzalez added, "a simple advertising agency can change the world, one scam at a time." Valentina ran towards us, holding a drawing she had made. "Look, Mom. It's us, catching the ones." I smiled, hugging her. My little girl knew the difference between right and wrong. Between evil and truth. Between the lie and the light. And me? Well, I discovered that true strength is not about hiding the pain or accepting the injustice, but to stand up and fight for the right thing, no matter how hard the way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories. See you in the next.